Hello everyone, it's Yvette with Polished After 60. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So, in today's video, I am going to be talking about a topic that it's a little bit personal for me, and I have received some requests from a number of you guys asking me about my weight loss journey and how I was able to accomplish my weight loss. So I thought that I would tell you all a little bit about how that went for me and the tools that I used and what I did to lose the weight. Now, for those of you who have not seen my video about my food addiction, you may not realize that I have lost over 70 pounds and I have been able to keep that weight off for, I would say, 5 or 6 years now. So I'm very happy about that. I have had a problem with my weight for most of my life, all throughout my teenage years and beyond, right? Beyond. And it was a struggle for me. I tried all types of weight loss programs and I was not able to keep the weight off. I tried Dr. Atkins, and I was quite successful with that. But what happens when you restrict a certain type of food, as you add those foods back into your diet, a lot of times what happens is that the weight comes back on. And sometimes you gain even more weight than you had originally lost. So that did not work for me. And actually, to be honest with you, it's something that I go back to intermittently when I see that, if I see that my weight is creeping up a little bit. But I don't suggest it because I don't think we should restrict ourselves from any types of foods. I think that it's difficult for us to maintain that long term. All right? So, the first thing I need to say is when you are starting a weight loss program, all right, you need to be doing that for the correct reasons, for the right reasons, all right? You're not going to lose weight for your significant other. You cannot lose weight to satisfy your parents or your children, your friends. That has to be something that you need to do for yourself, right? You have made a commitment to yourself that you need to lose weight. And that can come about in many different forms, right? You can have a health issue whereby all of a sudden you realize that you need to lose weight. You can have a struggle with not being able to find clothes that you feel beautiful in. Although now it's become a little bit different and designers are giving options to those of us who are more curvy. So that is a good thing. When I was overweight and young, I had to wear clothes that looked like tents, basically. But anyway, so you have to do it for yourself, all right? You have to be in the right frame of mind in order to lose the weight. If you are not 100% totally committed to your weight loss, then you're gonna maybe fail, right? It might be a struggle for you, all right? So that is the one thing that I think gave me success in my weight loss this time was that I was committed to losing the weight, all right? Once I made that decision, I went to see my doctor and she had a dietitian on staff. So I was lucky in that she was an integrative medicine doctor. That was her specialty. So she believed in healing the body, the soul, the mind, all of that went into account when she was dealing with her patients. That was a very good thing for me and a very good thing for many of her patients. They were blessed to have her as a doctor, all right? So anyway, she had a dietitian on staff And also in her office, there was a yoga studio, which is beneficial as well, because I think along with any type of diet or restriction of foods that you eat, you need to have some kind of exercise plan, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that is so cardio is good, okay, but it doesn't have to be, you don't have to run, you don't have to do a lot of heavy duty stuff. You just need to do something that you find enjoyable, okay, something that will motivate you and something that will get your body moving, okay. So yoga had been something that had always been of interest to me. So all the stars aligned, if you will, all right? I had decided in my mind that I wanted to lose the weight. She happened to have a yoga studio in her office, which provided me somewhere to go, somewhere that was loving, where there wasn't a lot of competition, because sometimes in the gyms, although we're not going to gyms, right? In the times that we live in right now, I don't think any of us can go to a gym, but sometimes you go to gyms and there is a little bit of bullying that goes on. Women, don't bully one another, please. Let us all love each other for who we are. And if we see someone that is overweight and it's very difficult for an overweight person to go to a gym, whether it be a yoga gym or just a regular gym, all right? It's very difficult for us to put on the garb that is required to go to a gym and actually go, right? It sometimes hurts our self-esteem. So if we then go and we are looked down on, that makes it all the harder. So please, ladies, I know we're of a different age, and I don't think that we do that, but we have to be careful with how we treat the people around us, right? We need to uplift everybody. But anyway, find some kind of exercise that would be beneficial for you, and it could be just walking. Walking is wonderful, right? It's a wonderful way to get out in the sunlight, breathe some fresh air, and have your body move, okay? I don't like to sweat. So I walk sometimes in good weather, but I loved doing yoga. So that's something that I did. And to be honest with you, putting on those small outfits that you have to wear. In yoga, you have to make sure that your posture is correct. So your yoga instructor needs to be able to look at you, and so she can manipulate you if you're not standing correctly. So I had to wear clothes that were skimming my body more, right? And I think that helped me, to be honest with you, because it did make me a little bit self-conscious, and I wanted to lose the weight. And I had already made the decision in my mind, but I really wanted to lose the weight. So I did whatever I could to make that beneficial for me, all right? Every night when I went to bed, I thought of myself thinner. Not the thinnest I wanted to be, just thinner, all right? Because when we put a big amount of weight in front of us, we say, oh boy, I have to lose 50 pounds, or I have to lose 25 pounds. That's a lot of weight. And that is a big concept for our mind to be able to believe that we can do it, right? But if we set little goals for ourselves, if every week or every month even, if we say, for this month, I want to lose 5 pounds, then that's going to be easier for you, right? When we set little goals, right? Set each little goal at a time. I want to lose 5 pounds within these next 2 or 3 weeks. All right, you come to the next 5 pounds, you've lost it, and then you set another goal for yourself until finally you have lost the weight that you needed to lose, and maybe it's a little bit easier because you take it a little bit at a time. All right, some of the foods that I ate. I went on what was called a low glycemic weight loss. and you can pull it up online. I went online to check and see if there were diets out there, and you can all pull it online and see what types of foods you can eat. But I could eat fish, salmon. I had salmon, I had tuna, I had all different types of fish, trout, and I tried to have fish 2 or 3 times a week, all right? I had a lot of vegetables. I learned to enjoy cauliflower. I made cauliflower mashed potatoes. If you've seen what those are, you steam them and then you mash them. You add a little bit of milk to them, and it's not going to taste like your regular mashed potatoes, but it will do, right? You'll learn to like it, okay? As far as snacks are concerned, when you're on a low glycemic diet, you can have different types of nut butters, like almond butter or peanut butter. So in the middle of the day, if I was hungry, I might cut myself up an apple and spread some nut butter on it, right? And that would fill me up. It would satisfy the sweet of the apple along with the creaminess of the peanut butter. Made a good snack for me. Cashews, almonds, all kinds of nuts. Just a little handful whenever I was hungry. You got to watch it because they are high in calories. And even though low glycemic was the type of food that I was eating, but I was still paying attention to calories. And ladies, that's something that you have to do. You can't lose weight without looking at the calories that you eat every day, all right? I would suggest keeping yourself some kind of food diary so that you can see what you're eating, when you're eating, and what you're feeling when you're eating, all right? Because sometimes we eat because we are stressed, because we're feeling lonely, because we're bored. We're not really eating because we're hungry. We're eating because there's something else that's going on in our minds, right, that make us want to eat. So that's something that you need to pay attention to. Water is very important. I would have a big glass of water with me at all times, and sometimes you'll find that when you think you're hungry, but you're actually thirsty, right? So try drinking some water before you take a snack or before you take something to eat. It might be that water might be the best thing you have to satisfy you, right? And find different treats that are low in calories that will satisfy you, and try to keep those snacks around the house for you. So when you are hungry, when you're feeling hungry, you might choose to eat an apple or some berries or something that I used to eat. And I'll be honest with you, my dietitian was like, I don't want you to eat that junk. But it helped me out because I love chocolate cake and I love all that kind of stuff, and sometimes I just felt like I needed that. And that was those sugar-free Jello, like in the chocolate or the vanilla. I am a big chocolate fan, so I would have that. It would have 0 sugar, 0 calories. I would keep it in the refrigerator. And sometimes I wouldn't have them all the time, but sometimes when I really needed to have something sweet, that would be my go-to snack, all right? That and nuts. And there is a brand of crackers that are made with almonds. Nut Thins, I think they're called. And that's a very good snack because it gives you a little bit of salty and a little bit of the crunch. Like if you're a chip fan, that will satisfy that urge, all right? So look up a low glycemic diet or a diet that you think that you can handle. But look up something that doesn't restrict everything, like the low carb diet or no carb diet. It restricts you from having breads and starches, and what happens is you may lose the weight, but once you introduce those foods back into your meal plans, you're going to find that you're going to start adding weight. I also suggest that you weigh yourself at least twice a week, all right? and I measured myself before I went on the diet. I measured myself, my waist, my hips, my bust, my arms, my legs, because sometimes you think you're not losing weight because it doesn't show it on the scale. But if you measure yourself, you'll find that you are in fact losing inches, all right? You're losing fat, all right? So that's something that you need to keep in the back of your mind, because that helps your ego, right? If you don't see the pounds coming off on the scale, measure yourself. You might have lost 2 or 3 inches, and that's a good thing, right? So anyway, ladies, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm not sure if I covered all the topics that you would be interested in. If you think you want more information on this, please reach out to me. I'm here to help any one of you ladies that are interested in getting a little bit of support from me. But remember that you have to be doing it for yourself. If you're not doing it for yourself, I think you're failing before you even start, all right? Remember that, ladies, so that you can be successful and so that you can feel good about yourself, all right? So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I appreciate my time with you more than you'll ever know. Thanks again for being a part of my community, and I will be seeing you real soon. Bye. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye. Bye.